1978. I came as a volunteer because it was the same year that my husband died. Right. It was as if he died in the September, and by the November it was as if God was saying to me, start thinking of other people and not just yourself. And I lived 10 minutes away from here then. And I came, and the head of the home was a Miss Cashman. And I did really whatever they wanted me to do. Mostly when I came in, it would be round about lunchtime, and I would help with feeding and tidying, you know, tidying the drawers, or putting things away, or just, you know, like they are, especially those that haven't got any, don't have many visitors. They like us to chat to them, and I'm fairly good at that. Well, the personal event, of course, was that I was nominated for the Mayor's Award for my voluntary work within the borough, right. Especially with St Cecilia's. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so I got a medal. When the Queen and Prince Philip were coming to Bromley, not many years ago, and people were asked if they had, you know, anything special to wear, and so I went with Sheila at the time, and we went, you know, in with the crowd, but was in the front. And Prince Philip, and we were asked, so I had my medal on, and Prince Philip touched it, and he said, and what was this for? And I said, my voluntary work with the Leonard Cheshire home, and he said, very good. Said to Sheila, and where's yours? And she said, I've just got a, have she told you this?
No, she hasn't.
She said, I've just got a certificate. So he touched her on the shoulder and he said, we'll do better next time. Well, the main thing, of course, that I notice is that the residents have got ensuite.
Yes.
That's the main thing that I can think. And they all have a bedroom, a room. Whereas when I was first here, I think it was 3 or maybe 4, where there were 2 together. 2, still 30 residents.
Double rooms.
But there would be double rooms,
yes.
You know. It was more of a family. That's the only way that I can to say to you, really. It's been better for the residents, because of them having this. I keep on about this ensuite. That's so important to how it used to be, you know, queuing up at the end of the corridor, and you know, and it was
not
more
nice.
open. No, it wasn't private. It wasn't private. I suppose the happiest time was that when we were all together, and the fact that we used the ambulance more. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2. Now I stopped to think about it. So that I used to be out with them perhaps a bit more, which made me happy because we were doing something different for them. I like doing things for them, you know, that they have pleasure, especially doing the bingo. That's why they call me Jean, the bingo queen, you know. Anything that gives them pleasures. One of the residents said to me, we've got a new volunteer, Jean, and I'm sure you'll like her. She's ever so nice. And of course it was Beryl, Beryl Ramanathan, and so we did. Although, you know, she's much younger than me, but we, you know, and of course I was driving then, so I could, you know, go to her. And then of all the people that I worked with, and we were only in an office down at Mottingham, you know, it was quite near, but Sheila was the only one who said, you know, they came to any social events that I told them about. But yeah, so it was through my my being here that Sheila came.
Sheila
yes,
came,
yes, that's right, right. And so we're like a bit, you know, one sort of family.